Welcome back. Hopefully you're having a good week out there. It is Thursday, getting close to the weekend. And, yesterday they updated the Knoxville Nationals entry list. And as we have done so far with each of the 3 iterations of that entry list, we have given you guys an update here on the Rodman Rundown YouTube page. And so 32 more cars entered into the event to bring it up to a total of 89 cars. But 2 of them do not have drivers announced quite yet. One of them is the Beaver Drill and Tool 12X, which has been primarily driven by Cameron Key all year, but they do not have a driver on the list right now. I know they ran Hank Davis a few times, so maybe we see a driver swap there in the 12X. The other car that does not have a driver right now is the 25, the Eikenberry Motorsports car, which was driven by Jai Corbett this year, but Corbett has went back to Australia. The car is entered into the event, but no driver as of right now, so we'll wait and see who the 2 are to fill in the seats of those machines. Now, the 30 cars that have been added to the list look like this in numerical order, except for Brock Zierfoss and except for Austin Gossel because I screwed something up. Don't worry about it, though. And before we get into it, black riding, that means the driver has made the feature event at the Knoxville Nationals before, the Saturday portion, of course. The blue riding, drivers who have been to Knoxville Nationals before but have never made the feature event. Red riding, drivers who have ran the race before but were not there last year. And green riding is Rookie of the Year contenders. And if the driver has a green asterisk next to their name, that means they were in a different car at this race last season. So let's start things off here. You might know who the first one is. Of course, that is David Gravel. Last year was 12th in the A main, had to come from deep in the field and did not score the finish he was thinking he would. But the former Nationals champion, 11 career starts in the big dance on Saturday night. And David Gravel, basically a lock to make the show every single year. Maybe this year he will be contending up front for the win like he did back in 2019. Now, J.J. Hickle also on the board in the 2M car. That is the Matt Morrow Motorsports car. He has made the show one time in his career, but last time he raced was last year, and he was 9th in the C main driving the 22X. Who was the owner of that car? Hill or something? Or 22X? I can't remember the name, the car owner's name, but it was not this car. This is a very good car for J.J. Hickle to be in. I think he is a fringe guy, to be quite honest with you, to make the show on Saturday. He's already done that before, and now he's in a car that runs Knoxville Weekly. He's been running Knoxville Weekly. I think J.J. Hickle could surprise some people this year at the Nationals. Third on the list is the 3P of Sawyer Phillips, another regular contender for points at the Knoxville Raceway. Last year was 18th in the D main, not the run that he was hoping for. Maybe he gets some luck on his side this year and can improve upon that finish. Fourth on the list is the G5 of Gage Polkerbeck, was 18th in the E main. Was last year the one where the rear end snapped out of the car in hot laps and he flipped into the wall? Or was that the year before? I can't remember, but Gage Polkerbeck, that's all I remember about him. At Knoxville. I mean, he absolutely smoked the wall, tore the rear. The rear end was intact outside of the frame. I don't know how it happened, but Polkerbeck, he's on the board nonetheless at number 4. Fifth on the board is a former feature starter at this race, Brandon Wimmer in the 6B. Last year, he was 7th in the C main, though. And his teammate for Team DGRD right below him, the 6K of Caleb Johnson, who was 24th in the B main last year at this race. He did get a 360 Nationals prelim night win, though, last year. And I think Caleb Johnson, along the same lines as J.J. Hickle, is a guy that if they made the show Saturday, while it would be a really, really cool thing, I would not be shocked to see it because I think these guys get around the racetrack very well. And so Caleb Johnson at number 6. Tasker Phillips, he's a former Nationals A-main starter one time in his career. The 7TZ is the car he will be driving, which was different from the BDS Motorsports car that he ran last year. That one is now piloted by Thomas Meserol. Tasker Phillips last year, 7th in the E-main, not what he was hoping for. Tasker Phillips, also a former quick time guy on a prelim night at the Knoxville Nationals before in his career as well. So we'll see if the luck turns around for him. 8th on the board, and welcome back to the Nationals, Tyler Walker. He is supposed to be driving, at least on the entry list right now, the Mike Vander Ecken 10V car. The best time that Tyler Walker ever ran at the Nationals was 5th in the A-main in 2002. He does have 6 career starts in the feature, but obviously he was not there last year. But I would not be shocked if we get an announcement saying that he is not driving that car this year. But I'm going off what the entry list says right now. He's in the 10V, but I've heard rumors that he could be a teammate to Skylar G at this race in a couple weeks' time. But as of now, he's in the 10V. Cole Macedo, last year was 10th in the B main. That was driving the Tarleton Motorsports 21. Of course, that car will be driven by James McFadden this year. But Cole Macedo, along the same lines as Hickel, along the same lines as Caleb Johnson, if Cole Macedo makes the show, I would not be shocked at all. I think that he's pretty good at Knoxville. I think this car is very good at Knoxville as well. Wayne Johnson always got good around Knoxville Raceway in his career as a driver. And so I think Cole Macedo is a guy that could certainly make the A-Main on Saturday this year for the first time in his career. Right below him is Dason Persley, who did not start the E-Main in 2024. That was driving the Eikenberry Motorsports 25 car. I think he wrecked or he had a mechanical problem. And as I mentioned there, did not start the E-Main. The prelim night did not go well. So hopefully a better run this year for Dason Persley. He's driving a car that has made the show before with Justin Peck behind the wheel. Now, 11th on the board is Jack Potter. He was in the C-Main in 2007. That was the last time he ran at the Nationals. He is a full-time driver with the POWRi 410 series. Jack Potter, just welcome back, I guess. I mean, it's been 18 years since he was last there for this big race, and we'll see how things go for him. Right below him, the 15 junior, is Cole Meinzer, 23rd in the D-Main last year. Still a relatively young driver figuring things out. His dad, Bobby Meinzer, always was one of the guys to watch out for when it came to the best paint scheme of the week at this race. And now the torch has been handed over to Cole Meinzer to do the driving duties, and we'll see what he's able to accomplish this year. 13th on the board is going to be Sheldon Hodenshield. He was 9th in the A-Main last year. He has 5 career Knoxville Nationals A-Main starts, so a top 10 last year for Sheldon. Always seems to get going at Knoxville. But usually he's coming from the mid-pack to the tail end of the field. If he starts up front, I think he could be a top 5 guy this year. 14th on the board, the newest driver of the KCP Racing 18, of course, that is Emerson Axum. He was 20th in the feature last year in his Rookie of the Year season for this race. So he has 1 career start, 1 career A-Main. He was 20th last year. That was, of course, driving the KPM, the Klossmeyer Petrie Motorsports 27. And we know this car ran 2nd last year behind Kyle Larson. So it's a very good car and a driver who's made the show before. I am very curious to see how things go for that pairing this season at the Nationals. Right below him, the guy that finished behind him in the feature last year, Brent Marks, 21st in the feature last year. 4 career A-Main starts at the Nationals for Brent Marks. Do you think he'll make it this year? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Eldora did not go very well for Brent Marks, but he usually seems to figure things out at Knoxville. But it's been an up and down year for him. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think Brent Marks makes the show in 2025? Right below them, another A-Main starter from last year. That was Brady Bacon in the 21H. He was 15th in the A-Main last year, and that was the first time he's ever made the show as well. So Brady Bacon, we'll see if he can replicate that success in 2025. Right below him, the guy that missed the show by 1 position in the B-Main, 5th place in the B last year for Brock Zierfoss in the 3Z. He does have 2 career starts to his credit at this race. Obviously he wants to make the show, but 5th in the B paid 10 grand last year. So not a bad time to miss the show and run 5th in the B for 10 grand for Brock Zierfoss, but maybe this year he gets back into the show. Right below him is a guy that I think will make the show this year for the first time, and that is Garrett Williamson. Last year was 13th in the B-Main, and Garrett has won races at Knoxville before. He's ran on the podium with the Outlaws before at Knoxville Raceway, and he's got a lot of experience going into this, into this year's Nationals, being a full-time Outlaw this season. I think Garrett Williamson, along lines of Cole Macedo, Caleb Johnson, J.J. Hickel, is a guy that can either get back into the show or make it for the very first time. Mark my words on this video. I think Garrett Williamson makes the show without question this year. Below him is another 23 car, the Stamen Motorsports machine, driven by Chase Dietz. He was 17th in the D-Main 2 years ago, and that's why he's in red riding. He was not at this event last year. In 2023, he got the call to fill in for Jacob Allen in the 1A. And so that was the only time he'd been to this race before, and now showing up with a team that he's been very, very good with all year long. 20th on the list is Jimmy Light in the 23L, 22nd in the D-Main last year for Jimmy. We saw him at the Kings Royal. Things did not go well there. He's more of a short track guy, but I think he likes to party, and so that's why he's going to race at the Knoxville Nationals. If you like to party, this is the race for you. 21st on the list is another guy. Welcome him back to the Nationals as well, the 23W of Scott Winters. He was 6th in the B-Main in 2013, so missed the show by 2 spots for Scott Winters. Do I think that's going to happen again? Probably not, but still. Scott Winters, I think, is a good car and a good driver, and he'll be a nice addition to the field this year at the Nationals. Below him, a full-time high-limit driver, that is Danny Sams III. He was 7th in the D-Main last year, and obviously he will be looking to improve upon that. 23rd on the list, a Rookie of the Year contender, a 16G of Austin Gossel, who I believe is an ASCS full-timer this year, if I'm not mistaken. So he'll be running the 360 Nationals as well. And Austin Gossel, we saw him down at Volusia with the Outlaws and making scattered starts with them as well. So Austin Gossel, we'll see where he stacks up against the rest of the rookies this season. 24th on the list is the 41 of Carson Macedo. He was 4th in the A-Main last year, does have 4 career starts to his credit at this race, which seems kind of low, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem like Carson Macedo should have like 5 or 6 A-Mains at the Knoxville Nationals? I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but 4 does not seem like that many. 25th, right below him, is Danny Dietrich. He's made the show 2 times in his career. Last year, however, was not one of them. He was 16th in the B-Main. Dietrich, a top 10 at the Kings Royal. He's been fast this year at Port Royal as well. So maybe the big track stuff will transfer right on over to Knoxville. Maybe he gets himself back into the big show on Saturday night. 26th on the list is the 49J of Josh Schneiderman. He made the show all the way back in 2010. He was 13th in the A-Main. That's the only time that he has made the show before in his career. 27th on the list, the 51 of Joel Myers Jr. Last year was driving the Hayward Motorsports 19. This year in the Three Stooges Racing 51. He was 19th in the D-Main last year. I think that he will improve upon that finish this season. Below him, Parker Price Miller. He was 12th in the B last year, but he has 4 career starts in the A-Main at the Knoxville Nationals, and I think that he could be another guy like Garrett Williamson, like Caleb Johnson, Cole Macedo, J.J. Hickle. I think that he will make the show this year as well, driving the Bernie Stubden 71. Last year, he was driving his own number 9P at this race. Below him, a guy that has been just low-key incredible at this event the last 2 years. 8th in the A-Main last year for Scott Boguski, and he's made it the last 2 years in a row, driving the Lee Big Motorsports number 10. This year, he's in the Giddings Motorsports 78. And yes, thank you for asking, that is a new magnet. And I got it because I really do think he will make the show again this year. He's been running there for a lot of the season at Knoxville Raceway, and obviously he's been able to show he can run up front in this race and make the show 2 years in a row. So Scott Boguski, number 29 on the list, and the final driver on the entry list for this new update is Tyler Drucke in the 95. Last year was 17th in the D-Main. And so, yeah, there you go. 30 new entries into the Knoxville Nationals, 32 if you count the 25 and the 12X. And there are now 89 cars entered into the event. The next time they put out an update, we will put another video together. I'm expecting somewhere between 100 and 115 cars to be in this event. And so that means we've got at least 20 more probably that'll be showing up here in a YouTube video in the coming weeks. And the Knoxville Nationals is what, like 2 weeks away, I think? Starts in about 2 weeks of time. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Who do you think makes it out of these guys? Who do you think misses it? I would love to hear your thoughts and more down in that comment section. Make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys again tomorrow about more sprint car racing here on the Rodman Rundown.